Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream and another day and more transfer news with Chelsea. Big up to everyone that's locked in, guys. Make sure you're smashing the likes, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. We're edging closer to 16.2k now, road to 17k, and eventually road to 20k. Big up to everyone that is locked in already. Packed show as always. Reportedly a new centre-back on Chelsea's list, Cristhian Mosquera of Valencia. We're going to dive into that. Hopefully he's tall enough for some of you guys in the chat after yesterday's show. We've got an update from Ben Jacobs on Chelsea's hunt for a new striker and a bit of information in regards to wages and things like that. And Dusan Vlahovic is also going to be available this summer. I know some fans wanted him last summer. We're going to discuss his future as well, and including any questions from you guys in the chat. So it's going to be a good show as always, people. But before we get the show on the road, just a quick thing, guys. We are back with Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. 20% off the new Chelsea home kit. Use code BLUEBROTHER. Link is in the description, guys. Make sure you check it out. Get yourself the Chelsea home shirt for next season. Name, number, patches, whatever you want. Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link in the description for 20% off. Use code BLUEBROTHER. And let's get this show on the road, people. Let's say hello to a few of you, and then we're going to get cracking, guys. One more game, yes. If we really want any chance of Gyokeres, we need to beat Forest. Agreed. We can't get Gyokeres. Soon he'll be 27. I mean, I don't think that means we can't get him. What's crazy is Chelsea won't go for none of them. We'll end up with a Sesko, someone instead, and then complain that he's not it as well. Okay. Well, let's wait and see. I'm not going to get my hopes up. We've got some lineups coming in. Yes, run the likes up, run the likes up. But yeah, guys, make sure you keep getting involved in the chat. Smash the like, subscribe. Let's dive straight into things, guys. Let's drive straight into things then. And let's start with this news about Mosquera, because this is a new name on the list. So, here we go. Chelsea have a lengthy centre-back list, and scouts are preparing to recommend Cristhian Mosquera to the hierarchy. Note, there is a disconnect between what scouts and analysts recommend and what is often executed by senior leadership. Now, that doesn't necessarily surprise me. I mean, chat, does anyone know a great deal about Mosquera? Who's watched a lot of Valencia this year? Who's watched a lot of La Liga? Anyone better qualified than me to speak on Cristhian Mosquera? Let's bring his stats up. Let's bring his stats up. But it does say that Chelsea scouts are keeping tabs on Cristhian Mosquera, but the hierarchy right now, there is no interest. But scouts are preparing to recommend his name to the hierarchy. Let's have a look. We'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look on Mosquera at Valencia, and let's see what he's been doing this season. So he is a Spanish centre-back. Has he made his debut for the Spanish national team? No, he hasn't. Of course. Guys, have a guess. How old do we think he is? Cristhian Mosquera, 20 years of age, 5 caps for the Spanish under-21 side. Guys, you're going to absolutely love this. Obviously, contract expires June 30th, 2026. So he's got a year left on his deal. So there could be a cheap deal to be done there. But please prepare yourselves for this. Get excited, guys, for all you height merchants in the chat. 1.91 m. That's it. Doesn't matter how good he is at football. He's 1.91 m. Sign the guy up, guys. Sign the guy up. 1.91 m. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. This is exactly what we're looking for, guys. Cristhian Mosquera, sorry. He's 1.91 m. Forget everything else, guys. We need someone who's aerially dominant. Don't even know how good he is in the air, but he's 1.91 m. So all the people that are obsessed with height in the chat yesterday, this could be your guy. Now, he's 20 years old. He mainly plays at centre back, but he can also play at right back. Not that that's necessary or that we need that, but he can also play at right back if required. He's appeared in 36 out of Valencia's 37 La Liga games, 40 appearances in all competitions, 36 appearances as a centre-back and 4 appearances as a right back. He has been at Valencia, I believe, his entire career. Let me just double-check that. Don't want to put any false information out into the stratosphere. Yeah, he's been at Valencia his entire life, guys. Entire life. I don't know an awful lot about him, but what I do know is it would be an absolute textbook Chelsea signing. Textbook Chelsea signing. Absolutely textbook. Ticks all the boxes we're looking for. Plus, it's a market opportunity as well. Someone with a year left on their contract. But I get it. He doesn't. For me, he's not ticking leadership boxes. He's not ticking experience boxes. And I don't really know if he's what we need. And when you've already got Mamadou Sarr coming in, who's 19 years old anyway from Strasbourg, why would you then go and sign another centre-back of the same age? That's what I'm not quite understanding here. That's what I'm not understanding, right? Is that what age profiles are we going for here? What are we doing? Is what I want to know. You've got Mamadou Sarr, who's had an exceptional season at Strasbourg, and Chelsea have already agreed a deal to sign him, and he'll arrive in the summer. Got no idea what the plan for Mamadou Sarr is, really. But then Chelsea are going to recommend Mosquera to the hierarchy. And I'm sort of just thinking, guys, at what point are we going to start recommending players who improve the first team straight away? Just an idea, guys. Just an idea. I'm not sure if you lot have thought of it yet, but maybe, just maybe, we could recommend some players that improve the first team. Surely. I mean, has no one thought of that yet? Has no one thought of that? Is this what we're doing here? No one's thought of that. No? Anyone in the club thought of that? Anyone thought of that? No, maybe they've not thought of that. So if anyone from the club is listening, which they probably aren't, but if anyone's listening, just an idea, guys. Let's get some players who improve the first team. That would be good. That would be good. Just get Gurhi and Hato done. Move on to other areas. Yeah, bro, I absolutely hear that. I absolutely hear that. Get Gurhi, get Hato, move on. Bish, bash, bosh, job done. I mean, Francisco Farioli has just resigned as Ajax boss after probably one of the biggest bottle jobs of all time in a Dutch title race. Not really sure that has any impact on Hato's future or not. But I agree with you, bro. Who's your go-to striker? I'd say Gyokeres for me. He would be better than Ben Nelson. Yeah, obviously he'd be better than Ben Nelson. But guys, let's not try and scrape the barrel too much. I'm from Spain. Mosquera is a great player. I mean, look, I'm not in a position to say whether he's good or whether he's not good. There's obviously ability there, and he's obviously got some form of talent. My issue is that it's not ticking the boxes that we need to be ticked, guys. And I don't want to go through another summer of signing prospects, project players, guys that might be good in 2 or 3 years, and not seeing anyone come in to improve the first team. The last thing this backline needs is another young, inexperienced defender. The last thing we need. Bro, Bastoni is not going to happen. And who else have you said? Bastoni and Pau Kabasi is never coming to Chelsea. Do you think we have a chance of getting Gyokeres or Osman if we get UCL? Look, if we get Champions League, it obviously increases the chances, but The Osimhen thing's done. We're not going to pay the money. So it is very simple as far as I'm concerned. Osimhen's not going to change his mind, and it's done and dusted. It is done and dusted. You know, we know what the stipulations are for Osimhen, and it's up to us if we decide that if we want to meet them or not. It really is that simple. I think the board are still waiting to see which European Cup next season. Potentially, yes, but that doesn't mean that you can't do work on targets and do background checks and all and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, look, Osimhen's done very well this season in the Turkish league with Galatasaray. Of course, he's done well. He's scored a lot of goals, but we also have to caveat that with it is the Turkish league. No, it's not me that's buying the players. Absolutely not. I mean, if it was, then maybe we might be in a better position. Who knows? Who knows? But this Mosquera, another name that's going to be recommended. I mean, it's probably, you know, along with other names that are there. You know, well, Mamadou Sarr's coming in, but who else have we been linked with? You know, young defenders. I mean, there's Diamonde we've been linked with in the past, Araujo. I'd say it's worse than I'd say the Portuguese league is better than the Turkish league. You know, I mean, the Turkish league is I would say the Turkish league is a level down from the Portuguese league. Maybe not loads and loads in it, but yeah, if I was having a guess, I would say that yeah, Turkish league is worse. Did you like? Look, I do like Ronald Araujo, but we've got to be realistic with ourselves here, guys. I do not think that Ronald Araujo is going to arrive in the summer. It's just not realistic. No, I disagree with that. I do disagree with that. I think Gurhi is an improvement on Trev. I think he is an improvement on Trev. Because we don't need. This is my point, right? It's not about the talent of the player. It's about the profile and what we need. We don't need another young centre-back on our books, guys. It's not too difficult to understand this. We don't need another young centre-back on our books. And I'm pretty sure this is really his first real season in the first team, is it? So, no, last season he was in there as well. So he broke in, well, in 22-23, he had 3 appearances. But last season, yeah, so really last season was when he broke in. So he's had 2 seasons in the Valencia first team. Now he's played a reasonable amount of games in those 2 seasons. But for me, people, it's just a case of it's just not what we need, and it's not ticking the boxes. So again, when I say I don't want these players, it's not because of a quality issue or potentially how good they may or may not be. It's an issue with not addressing what we do need. That's the problem. You know, it's not addressing what we need. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Is we've got to address what we need. And what we need right now is not another 20-year-old centre-back to chuck into the mix. And that's going to really help things. And that's really going to improve our back line. It's not going to improve the back line at all. Yeah, Liverpool are moving fast. I mean, look, Frimpong was £35 million release clause, easy deal to get done. Liverpool have been working on Gyokeres for a long time now. We don't need a right back, and left back Gyokeres would have come in and start, and he's not going to start ahead of Cucurella. And look, it's frustrating when you see other teams doing business, but let's wait and see. Gurhi, solid. He's not Virgil van Dijk at the moment, but he'd be our best centre-back straight away if he joined. Yeah, no, he would be. Well, I mean, I still think Fofana's our best centre-back, but yeah, I get your point. I get your point. He would absolutely be in the top 2 centre-backs at the football club. He's not that short. I mean, I discussed this yesterday. He's not that short. No, I'm not saying it's done. I mean, done in terms of it's not going to happen for us. I'd be shocked if it happened for us. We know what the stipulations are. You either pay the money or you don't, and you don't get him. It's very simple. Very, very simple, guys. But yeah, that's just a little update on centre-back. There's nothing further to add on that other than, Cristhian Mosquera. No, Bournemouth aren't selling everyone. Huijsen was a release clause, so they were always going to lose him. Milos Kerkez are going to make a massive profit. I think they'll end up keeping Semenyo. That's what happens, unfortunately, with these smaller clubs. When a team does well and they find players that do well, bigger clubs come in and they do pick them off. That's unfortunately the reality of the situation. Yeah, sure. Some of the teams in the Portuguese league are not good, but I would say that the worst teams in the Portuguese league are better than the worst teams in the Turkish league. But anyway, we're kind of splitting hairs here. It's not. There's not a great deal of difference, but I would say that the Portuguese league is probably better than the Turkish league. 60 million. Gerhi won't be 60 million. He won't be 60 million. I'm pretty sure on that he will not be 60 million pounds. So yeah, Chelsea just pay the money for a world-class striker, Osimhen. Right, let's move on to the striker situation then, because there was an update from Ben Jacobs on the London is Blue podcast, and obviously there was quite a detailed update, as you would expect. So, I am told Gyokeres is quite high up in Chelsea's thinking, and they see relative value in that 70 million euro clause. However, his wages are quite high, and he would need to fit into the structure. Chelsea feel players should earn their wages by either helping the team or hitting individual targets. Osimhen wants 250k a week and feels other teams will pay him his guaranteed base wage. Delap, especially if Man United get Champions League, is quite intent on living up in the northeast again. I mean, Manchester's not quite northeast, but I get the point. Chelsea pitched to Sesko 12 months ago, and he has less wage demands than a Gyokeres or an Osimhen. Ekitike is the newer name, but he also has interest from Liverpool and Arsenal. Further, striker market expected to be a domino effect. Clubs tend to have a number one behind the scenes, but don't want it to be in the media, as then negotiations can get tougher. So there's quite a lot to unpack here, guys. There's quite a lot to unpack here. Quite a lot to unpack. So let's dive into it, because this stacks up with what I was told last night. This stacks up, guys. Let me just find it now. In terms of wages, something I heard yesterday. Let me just find it now quickly. Something that I was sent yesterday. I won't say where from, but something I was sent yesterday, and it does kind of stack up. If I can find it. Right, well, where the fuck's that gone? Ah, yes, here we go. Bear with me 2 seconds, people. Fuck's sake. Yeah, so Osimhen 250, but with bonuses and stuff, it's apparently it may well take it to the 350, potentially 375 mark. So Osimhen 250 base, but obviously there's other bits and pieces that could take it to around 350. But apparently Gyokeres reportedly is looking for around 170, 175, but I don't know if that includes bonuses or not. So that's just some information there in regards to wages. Osimhen 250k a week, but bonuses would take it well in excess of 300 grand. The thing is, right, the Osimhen thing's not just the Chelsea thing, because no Premier League club sees value in paying Osimhen that money. No Premier League club sees value in that. So it's not just I would rather sign Viktor Gyokeres. I think Gyokeres is a better goal scorer, in my opinion. And people talk about, Gyokeres is not that good in the air. But, I mean, Gyokeres would bring so much to the team. Nobody's paying Osimhen. The only country The only league that will pay Osimhen that money is Saudi. No one else will pay him that money. No one in the Premier League's going to pay him that money. And if he wants his money, guys, then he can go to Saudi and get his money, and that's absolutely fine. You know, the salary demands, unfortunately, and I get it. If this was a Cristiano Ronaldo you were talking about, or if it was an Erling Haaland, or if it was whatever, you'd be like, yeah, fine. But as much as I think Osimhen is good, I don't know if he's worth that money. Why if he really want, and as Mikel says, right, if he really wanted to come to Chelsea, why are you not backing yourself, and why are you afraid to earn your money? Do well and you can earn your money. Why do you want guaranteed money? Do well and you can earn the money. It's very simple. Do well and earn your money. Why are you not backing yourself, would be my question. Why is he not backing himself? And let's not make out like he'd be earning an absolute pittance here, because he wouldn't. He wouldn't be earning a pittance. There'd be a lesser guaranteed wage, but then if you do well, you can earn your money and you can earn more money and you can get to the level that you want. Why are you not backing yourself to do well and hit those individual targets and help the team reach those team targets and earn more money? I haven't got an issue with that situation in principle, where you have a lesser base wage and then if you do well, you get rewarded with more money. Why does Osimhen think he can come in and demand significantly more than anyone else at the club straight off the bat? Why? You know, even if it was 200k guaranteed, or if it was 175 guaranteed, but you could double it with bonuses. All I'm saying is, if what Mikel says is true, that Osimhen really wants to play, or he wants to emulate Drogba, or he was a Chelsea fan growing up, come on then. Back yourself. Come in, score a load of goals in the Premier League, help the team win trophies, and then be rewarded for it with more money. It's really not a difficult concept to understand. No one's saying come to Chelsea for 50k. No one's saying that. You know, I don't really understand it. I don't really understand it. Now, I get it. You know, some players you need to break the bank for. I understand that. You know, I understand that. Of course, if we do get into the Champions League, guys, then we can offer more wages, because the wages will go up by 30%. So we can offer more. But for me, I'm just not sure if Osimhen is that guy to be coming in to demand significantly more than anyone else at the football club straight off the bat. I'm not sure if you're that guy to be able to do that. That's my only thing. Now, of course, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I'm just not sure if you're it to be that guy. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say no to Osimhen at the club. Wouldn't say no to Osimhen at the club at all. But and this is my thing, right? This is my thing. He's expecting to earn way more than players who have proved themselves at Chelsea to a top level. You know, Osimhen's not proven himself in terms of yeah, and there's also that. There's also that. World-class players don't play in the Turkish league in their prime. Bro, I absolutely hear you. I absolutely hear you. And goals are goals, by the way. You've still got to stick the ball in the back of the net. I'm not disputing that. You still absolutely have to stick the ball in the back of the net. But if it's a case of paying Osimhen 250, rising to 300, 350, or you pay Gyokeres around 170, 175, then for me, I would rather pay Gyokeres the 175. We do need to get a striker. No, I never said I wanted Delap. I said I would take Delap. I haven't got an issue with Delap. As I said, I've wanted 2 strikers to come this summer. And Delap, if it was Delap and one other, no problem. Guys, there's 158 in the building. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. Make sure you are doing that, guys. Run the likes up. We're 162 in the building. But we're only 52 likes. Get this up to 100 likes, guys. Would really appreciate it. And please subscribe as well if you're new around here. Let's keep pushing, guys. Osimhen will go, yeah, when I've been out in Saudi, I've spoken to a few people, and there is a strong belief that they think Osimhen's going to go to Saudi in the summer. There's a strong belief, not a guarantee, but there's a strong belief that Osimhen will end up in the Saudi Pro League in the summer. Potentially Al Hilal, in terms of they've got a big place for a marquee player and they want someone in place for the Club World Cup. Now, Osimhen would tick that box. Maybe he ends up there. Maybe he goes to Al Ahly. He was close to going to Al Ahly last time. They went for Ivan Toney. Maybe he goes there again. But unless Osimhen reduces his wage demands, there is nowhere he is going other than Saudi Arabia. Nowhere. Nowhere. And I think we all know that, guys. Even the biggest Osimhen advocators in the chat, I think you know that if no club agrees to pay his wages in Europe, then we know where he's going. So for me, it's quite simple. You slightly reduce your wages and you come and play in the Premier League for Chelsea or someone else, or and it's absolutely your prerogative. If money means that much to you, and it's absolutely fine, I'm not going to knock someone at all for going for money at the end of the day. But if you want your money, then you need to understand that only one place is going to give you that money. And that one place is the Saudi Pro League. That is the only place that you will get your money. So if we get Champions League, we'll end up paying maybe 75 to 80 mil to out big clubs over the release clause. Look, of course, release clause, Chelsea might look to pay more, and then they'll obviously, you can get better payment structures. I get that, and maybe they might look to go for that. Or generally speaking, release clause is up front, all in one go. But for example, with Dean Huijsen, the release clause could be paid in 3 installments, or £50 million, 3 installments for the release clause. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. Bro, Duran's not going anywhere. He literally just went to Saudi in January. No chance of Al Nassr selling Duran. Al Nassr are going to have a mad summer. They're going to spend a lot of money. We can definitely pay Gyokeres' wage if we get Champions League. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Mateta will also cost too much now. No, he won't cost too much because he's only got a year left on his contract. He's only got a year left on his contract, guys. Yes, big up to the Thirsty Flower. Big yourself up. Welcome to the community, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Guys, we're 15 subs from 16.2k. Let's get those subs knocked off, guys. So please smash the subscribe button if you're new around here. And like the Thirsty Flower, introduce yourself to the chat. Forget this dude. He's not up for the Premier League grind. He's going to Saudi. Yeah, the game's massive next Sunday. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. But yeah, let's dive into a bit more of this. So look, Gyokeres is clearly high on the list of thought. But again, there's all very well someone being under consideration. Then there's a major difference from being under consideration to then actually taking action. And my concern is that what sort of action are Chelsea going to take in that regard? That's the problem. I'm not really keen on someone like an Ekitike coming, for example. Again, I think it's very clear, in my opinion, right? it's going to be one of 3 strikers. Unless there's just a name that we've not heard about at all, really. There's not been much in the media. But if I had to have a guess right, if I had to predict right now, I think it will be one of Gyokeres, Delap, or Sesko. One of those 3 will arrive at the football club. Gyokeres, Delap, or Sesko. Those will be the guys. One of those 3, I think, will arrive. Yeah, bro, I agree with you, K-Box, on Jonathan David. Jonathan David on a free got an outstanding goal-scoring record at Lille. He's proven in the Champions League as well. Free transfer. Why would you not go? Why would you not go for it? This is what I don't understand. Why would you not go for Jonathan? You could go for Jonathan David, right? And then you could still sign a striker. You know, that's the thing. How confident am I for Sunday's game? Mixed. Ask me on Saturday or ask me on Friday or Saturday, and then I might have a different answer for you. But yeah, obviously, yeah, it's going to be It's going to be a nervy affair. Have I heard about Santiago Castro? No, I haven't heard about Santiago Castro. Is he a player? Is this going to be some sort of weird search? Oh, he's an Argentine footballer. Santiago Castro. Oh, he plays for Bologna. 8 goals, 4 assists this season. He's a forward. How old is he? He's 20 years old. Santiago Castro, 20 years old. Yeah, look, Delap would be interested in United, absolutely. But Chelsea are still there as well. And I think a lot of what Delap does will come down to what European competition the various clubs are in. But if he does want to return to live in the north, then yeah, we can't offer that, and that would be an issue, guys. That would be an issue. No doubt about it whatsoever. It would be an issue. I don't think he will. No. Let's not mention those names. We should go for Sane. He'll be free. I didn't see Retegi happening. You owners of clowns are paying. By the way, the Chilwell deal. I don't think Chilwell signed a new deal under this ownership, but Chilwell will be gone, Nkunku will be gone, and Sterling will be gone. So there'll be almost £1 million a week. Well, not quite, but £700,000-800,000 a week of wages freed up with those 3 going. And I absolutely understand the point when people say that you could just offer that to Osimhen. And I agree to a certain extent. But as I said before, it's not just Chelsea that don't see value in that. Arsenal don't, Liverpool don't, and clearly other top clubs don't see value in paying Osimhen that much money. They don't believe he's worth that money. Guys, we're 25 likes away from 100. Let's get this to 100 likes. We're almost 200 people in the building. Big up to everyone who is locked in. Happy for Chelsea women won the treble. Yep, fantastic. If us and Arsenal offer the same wages to Gyokeres, who do you think he'd prefer? Well, it depends what's on offer. If we've both got Champions League, I'd like to think he'd come to us. But if we can't offer Champions League, I think he could well go to Arsenal. But the thing we've got to realise here is, right, with Gyokeres, it's going to be who does he think he can win big trophies with quicker. Now, Arsenal are in a better position right now than us to challenge for them. But in terms of winning trophies, I'd back us to win trophies over Arsenal. How on earth do we get rid of Sterling? Well, either I don't know. Just terminate his contract. Maybe. Yeah, I'd take that. Let's terminate the contract. We'll go with that or something. Yeah, look, if we sign Sesko and Jonathan David to go with Nicholas Jackson, if you go in with Sesko, David, and Jackson, I don't think that's awful. Is that awful? Is that awful? I don't think that's awful. Um, uh, yeah. Well, that wouldn't be awful, but that kind of makes too much sense for Chelsea to do. No, it makes too much sense. So there we go. For me, it makes too much sense. Yeah, bro, I think you're on your own on that one. I think you're on your own with that Sanchez take. Uh, definitely on your own. No, I disagree, Philip. I don't see him going to Man United. Man United have not got the money to pay him that. They have not got the money to pay him. United are closing in on Mateus Cunha, and they also want Liam Delap. There's no way they can sign Cunha, Delap, and Osimhen this summer. I personally don't see that. Is Delap better than Jackson? I mean, look, Delap, I would say in all-round play, maybe not, but he's definitely a better finisher. But we need his profile in the squad. Someone with box presence, someone who's a natural finisher, someone who's good in the air, strong, these sorts of things. Delap would be a good complement for Jackson because we're missing that profile in the squad. That is a sort of profile we need to have a better a better balance in the squad. That's the kind of profile we need. Under no circumstances should Robert Sanchez be anywhere near Chelsea next season. Under zero circumstances. Let's not allow a couple of good performances to detract from how awful he is and how many mistakes that he makes. You know, and yeah, the good things that he does, people don't really credit him that much because of the amount of poor things that he does on the football pitch. Distribution shocking, the mistakes that he makes. No goalkeeper's made more mistakes leading to goals in the Premier League than Sanchez. So I'm not being fooled by a couple of good performances at the end of the season and then suddenly think, oh yeah, this guy is the way forward. This guy's not the way forward, never has been, never will be. At best, he should be, if he's going to stay, at best, he's a number 2. That's it. Chelsea are going to go absolutely nowhere if Robert Sanchez is number 1 next season. We will go nowhere. I mean, Mateta, I think, is out of contract. I think Mateta's out of contract. Bro, he's not learned. Leopards don't change their spots, brother. A Sanchez is always going to make mistakes. Leopards don't change their spots. Let's not be fooled by a couple of good performances, which I've praised him for, because I give praise where it's due. But in the bigger picture, it doesn't really change anything. He's shit. But yeah, that is the striker situation, and it's interesting, people. It is interesting. It's I don't really know where to stand on this, to be honest. Yeah, I was saying this yesterday. I would take Rayan Cherki for 20 mil. I would. Absolutely. There's a great market opportunity and a great signing available for someone for a very, very good price. A very good price. Very good price. Someone is going to get themselves an absolute bargain. An absolute bargain. Someone's getting a bargain, guys. Gyokeres will either go to Arsenal or Chelsea. Arteta wants Sesko and Berto Gyokeres. watch us sign Joe Bellingham. I actually met Joe Bellingham after the first leg of the playoff semi-final. Yeah, I did meet him. Let's bring it up. Let me bring it up. Hold on. Did see Job after the playoff semi-final first leg. There we go. There's me and Job post game. Didn't ask him to come to Chelsea, but yeah, top player. You know, he'll be playing Premier League football next season. But yeah, I didn't tell him to come to the Chelsea, but yeah, there we go. I mean, not that anyone's really interested in that, but I just thought I'd bring it up anyway. Where would he? Chris is Sanchez's burner account. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether he is or what. Again, I'm not too sure on what. No, I wouldn't take Job at Chelsea. We don't need him. Chelsea wanted Cherky, but they refused him because of his bad behaviour. I'm not sure how true that is. But yeah, look, there have obviously been concerns in the past about his attitude and commitment in training and all those sorts of things. There's no denying that. So yeah, maybe that is a consideration, but I don't know. I'm not sure, but I do like Cherky, and there's definitely space for Cherky. Cherky could be that winger signing, winger/10 hybrid. You know, Cherky's exception. I think he's an exceptional talent, and yeah, I would absolutely be on board with signing him. And that market opportunity and that price, it almost makes a deal a bit of a no-brainer. It does make a deal a little bit of a no-brainer, but I personally don't think they're going to do it. I do know that Cherky was very close to joining he was very close to joining Borussia Dortmund, but it didn't go through in the end. I wonder if Dortmund are going to reignite their interest or not, but there'll definitely be a whole load of clubs interested in him. I don't know how much of an advantage the Club World Cup is in negotiations, to be perfectly real. Yeah, I don't see it really being a massive advantage. But look, I mean, the Club World Cup's every 4 years. You know, maybe it's an appeal. Maybe he would like to play in the first ever Club World Cup. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I don't know how much weight that would hold in negotiations, really. What do I think about the new kit? Yeah, look, I think it's decent. I like it. The long sleeves is a nice touch. I think I'm not really a long sleeve guy, but I think it's good. Thought on Friday's game. I mean, it was pretty shit, but we got the job done, and that's all that matters at this stage of the season. Not really too much more to add. Great piece of quality from Reece James on the ball. Nice header from Cucurella. And yeah, other than that, there really wasn't an awful lot to say. Is it set? No, it's not set at all. The decision has not been made. Decision will obviously be made at the end of the season, and it will be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see what we decide to do. I mean, I wouldn't have an issue with sending Sancho back and signing Cherky instead. I mean, is that a gamble? Potentially, yes, that would be a gamble, but let's wait and see. Has everyone forgotten about Mudryk? Bro, I've got absolutely no idea what's going on with the excuse me, with the Mykhailo Mudryk situation. No idea whatsoever. Absolutely no idea. Yeah, it's a strange one. All we can do is wait, let the legal process do its processing. But other than that, yeah, there's no update on him. No update at all. Goalkeeper, I'll probably say yes. I'd probably go Mike Maignan. Centre back, I mean, if we're going realistic, let's go realistic. Fantasy's pointless. I'd go Mike Maignan. I'd go Mark Gurhey. Centre midfield, I don't really think we need anyone, but let's say Adam Wharton. On the left wing, I would maybe go with someone like an Ademola Lookman potentially. And then striker, I'd go Gyokeres for me. Funny thing is, Sells was at Strasbourg. Sells was at Strasbourg. We could have had Sells. Guys, we're 15 likes away from 100. We're 173 in the building. Run it up, run it up, run it up. All right, bro, give me 5 players you'd sign that are realistic. Let's hear. Let's hear. Yeah, we can do that one day. We'll get that. We'll get that sorted one day. How long did it take Madrid to sign Huijsen? Yeah, but bro, Huijsen wanted to go to Real Madrid. That's a very easy deal to do. Activate the release clause. Player wants to come. Bish bash bosh on personal terms. I don't think you can use the Real Madrid signing Huijsen as an example of, oh, look how quickly they've done something. Look how long it's taken us to do something. Because that's not really... Release clause deals are so easy to do. You activate the release clause. The player wants to join. Very, very simple. Thoughts on Pavlidis at Benfica? Yes, mate. I hope you're well. Mate, are you coming to Forest? If not, I'll catch you in Rocklaw. Thoughts on Pavlidis? I don't know loads about him. I know obviously Greek at Benfica. I think he scored quite a lot of goals in the Portuguese league. There's been one or two reports loosely linking Chelsea and Pavlidis. Nothing really concrete in terms of from what you would regard as the top sources. Obviously, he's under contract. Let's have a look here. Under contract until 2029 with Benfica. He's scored. How many goals has he scored this season? Let's have a quick look. I think he's got 19 goals in the Portuguese league this season. Not bad. An interesting player. I personally don't see it happening, but you could absolutely do worse. But I wouldn't have thought Pavlidis would be someone who's high up on the list. But again, a name that could potentially leave Benfica this summer. I don't know. I don't know for certain if that will be the case or not. No, I've just done that. No, Lookman's not trash. No, he's not. 13 years, brother. 13 years, actually. Munich day. 13 years. Yeah, greatest night in our history 13 years ago on this day. What else have we got coming through here? €170,000. I don't know what salary. I don't know what salary Chelsea would have offered Huijsen, but it's irrelevant because he was never ever going to join us over Real Madrid. So yeah, absolutely irrelevant on that front. The geezer was never coming to us over Real Madrid. So yeah, look, Real Madrid probably would have offered more money than us. I don't think that's an outrageous thing to say. Yeah, it was about time he did something. It's been a shocking loan spell for him. Yes, brother. I see you in Rocklaw. Pavlidis' second highest goal scorer in the Portuguese league behind Gyokeres. Oh yeah, he scored. Yeah, he scored both goals, didn't he? Again, when Greece beat us at Wembley, and of course the hat trick against Barcelona. Yeah, look, he's got some pedigree. Again, I don't know too much about him, so I can't say whether he'd be good for us or not. But I don't get the impression Benfica would be looking to sell, and I think Chelsea have probably got other names on the list. But yeah, you just never know with Chelsea. You just never know. You just never know. What else are we looking at here, people? What else are we looking at here? Let's have a quick look. Has anything come through? Has anything come through? Doesn't seem to be. Oh, let's do this. I mean, what? I mean, obviously, I don't think this is going to happen at all. But what are people saying about Dusan Vlahovic? The plan remains for Dusan Vlahovic to part ways with Juventus this summer. No negotiations to extend his contract at the club, currently expiring next summer, and his departure remains the most likely outcome. I mean, chat. Yeah, I think they can. Yeah, I think they can because the loan expires. Yeah, Santos I think is going to make his debut at the Club World Cup. Same with Sugu, I think, and Petrovic. Yeah, bro, I'm pretty sure those guys can play at the Club World Cup. Yeah. I mean, look, Vlahovic. What are we saying? It's a no. It's a no from me. But what are you lot saying about Dusan Vlahovic? Chat. What are your thoughts? For me, I'm not entirely sold on him. No, Quenda won't be at the Club World Cup because he's not coming until 2026. He's not coming until 2026. But the likes of Paez, Santos, Asugu, all three could make their debuts at the Club World Cup. So let's wait and see on that front. I'm not interested in any Vlahovic signing at all. I mean, I don't think Chelsea will look at Vlahovic, by the way. It was just a point that, there could be Vlahovic will likely be available. But again, his wages are ridiculous and he's not good enough, really, to be honest. Esteval is coming after the Club World Cup. So Esteval will play in the Club World Cup for Palmeiras, and then he will be joining up with Chelsea after that. So that is when he will arrive, guys. That's when he'll arrive. So there we go. There we go. Guys, 10 likes to 100. Come on, people. There's 171 in the building. Let's get these final 10 likes chalked off, guys. Come on, chat. You can do this. Very straightforward. And we're also 14 likes away from 16.2k. Let's get that chalked off as well, guys. So let's get the final 10 likes boxed off and keep subscribing, guys. We're 12 away from 16.2k. Let's hit that next mini milestone. Yes, I think he will be. No from me, Vlahovic. Rather we spend more. Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. Yeah, I mean, Sancho wasn't directly from the Bundesliga, but yeah, I'll get the point. Werner, Havertz, and Kunku all massive flops, massive letdowns. Yeah, big problem. No, it won't. It won't. You're absolutely right. It won't. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, guys. I really do think this summer is going to be fascinating. It's going to be a madness, whether for good reasons or bad reasons for Chelsea. But yeah, it's going to be fucking tasty, guys. That's one thing I can tell you. And we're going to be here, God willing, every single day of the transfer window, like we were last year, going through all the news and all the madness, because this is the time of the year where shit starts taking off. This is where we really come to the party, people. Sarr will be available. Yeah, Mamadou Sarr could also make his debut at the Club World Cup. You know, there's a lot of debutants who could be doing something at the Club World Cup, guys. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I mean, by the way, just on the Club World Cup, I know we've still got 2 games left, by the way. What are people saying about the Club World Cup? Chat, you excited? What are we saying? I would say Chelsea, England fans are contributing to the club signing amateur players. I'm not sure if that's quite true. Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, look, obviously we qualify for Champions League. Yeah, of course, I get that. But yeah, guys, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I mean, yeah, the relief if we get the Champions League, the celebrations outside the city. I mean, I won't say celebrations for getting Champions League, but yeah, there'll be jubilant scenes outside the City ground. There will be jubilant scenes if we can get the Champions League. There will be jubilant scenes. No doubt, guys. No doubt. Yeah, I hear it. The main priority is get the qualification for the Champions League. Yeah, look, the away record, bro, I agree with you. The away record is not good. The only away game we've won in 2025 was Fulham away. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty peak for us on the road. It is pretty peak for us on the road. And the pressure is now really on. The pressure's on, guys. There's no escaping it. The pressure is on. Yeah, we all want Champions League. We all want the Champions League. Much more excited than before for the club. Yeah, bro, I hear you. I'm open for it. I look forward to it. It's much better than the previous incarnation. I know, obviously, I'm grateful for that previous version of it because it enabled us to win it, and we've got it all. But yeah, this is a much better idea, much better tournament. Yeah, bro, it's the same with a lot of things though. Like teams outside of the UK take shit more seriously than we do for some reason. Yeah, Flamengo, yeah, Felipe Luis has done a really good job there. I think he's bagged a few trophies as well. I think he's bagged I'd thoughts on Jackson, keep or sell? Oh, I'd keep. Absolutely keep. But we need someone else for him to learn from. But I would keep. Absolutely keep. Because if you sell him, you're then making more work for yourself in the market. And I actually do think that there's a good player in there, but he would hugely benefit from having competition for his place, and he would hugely benefit from having someone to learn from. You know, this is the reality. This is the reality. You know, guys, there's no escaping it. No escaping the reality of the situation. None whatsoever, people. Yeah, absolutely. Lavia will play next week. Lavia will play next week. He can't play in a Conference League final either, so he will absolutely play next week. But based on what? Based on what? I hear people say this all the time. What are we basing this on, that he won't like there being a number one striker coming to the football club? What are we basing that information on? I don't understand. Like, what's that being based on, people? Can someone please tell me what that's being based on? because unless you've personally asked him, which admittedly could be possible, but I would say is highly unlikely, then what is that? What is that assumption? What are you basing that assumption on? I would really like to know. Yeah, I hope so, but at best he'll be on the bench against Forest. He certainly won't be starting. Mate, 6'3" is tall. Am I losing the plot here? Am I losing the plot here? 6'3" is tall. That's tall. No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is that people are obsessed with height and are acting like you can't be good in the air if you're under a certain height, which is not true. You know, people are obsessing about height and aerial dominance and stuff. And yeah, we could do with a centre back who is good in the air, but I would much rather have a top level centre back who is good at all other assets of the game. And if he's not amazing in the air, I don't think it's going to make it's going to be a huge problem. But let's not act like 6'3" is small. 6'3" is not small, guys. Come on. Let's not be silly here. You just got to read the game well. As long as you read the game well, that's the most important thing. If your timing's good, if you read the flight of the ball, your jump's good and all that sort of things, you don't have to, being tall doesn't mean you're good in the air. It doesn't equate that. Sure, it's an advantage, but literally height doesn't equate to, everyone that's tall is amazing in the air. Yeah, bro, no one likes coming off. No one likes being subbed off. That's the I don't think that's a big issue. Exactly. I don't know. Look, you've got, at the end of the day, you've got to back yourself, because if you don't back yourself and you don't believe in yourself, then at the end of the day, what are we doing here? If you don't back yourself and you don't believe in yourself, what are we doing? I mean, I don't know how tall Thiago Silva is, but yeah, look, I get it that height's important and people want someone who's aerially dominant, but height shouldn't be the defining factor. It shouldn't be the defining factor. It really shouldn't be. In a centre back signing. So yeah, I get it, but for me it shouldn't be as big as what's being made out. It's being made out to be like an absolutely crucial part, and we can't sign anyone unless they're a certain height. So there we go. Yeah, it is. It is. We've been one of the shortest squads in the league and haven't been dominated in the air all season. Yeah, I think people are slightly overstating this height thing. But each to their own. Each to their own. Jorgensen or bro, it's got to be Jorgensen. You have your cup keepers for a reason. But part of me wouldn't be surprised if he did go Sanchez. Part of me wouldn't be surprised if he went Sanchez. But it should be Jorgensen. It really is a no-brainer. It should be Philip Jorgensen, but we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. It should be Jorgensen. Lack of news on transfers, man. We need more. Look, it is only, by the way, guys, it is only May 19th. I think we're all getting a bit greedy for the transfer news. You know, you never know when it's going to come, and you never know what news might just be around the corner. But yeah, all you can do is wait, guys. It is a waiting game, this transfer stuff. It is a waiting game. And that's all you can do. But at the moment, that's pretty much what's going on in regards of the transfer news. Yeah, we did. We had 2 Who Goes in March as well. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. It's not only about scoring in the air; it's also winning aerial duels. Yeah, I'll be there. Yep. Like our new, the new home kit is good. People are obsessed with hype for some reason. Yeah, look, I get it to a degree, but I'm certainly not obsessed with the hype as much as some people are. Chelsea's leaders are strange. I think they haven't seen the current level in the Champions League to not get active. Bro, we're going to be active in the window. Let's relax. We're going to be active in the window. And let's just go from there. We will be active in the window. I mean, look, we could have that potentially, but yeah, I don't think that's part of the plans. I don't think that's part of the plans. The only way that happens is if we don't win if we win the Conference League, it's irrelevant. If we were to lose to Forest and the other results went against us and we ended up 7th, then we'd need to win the Conference League to be in the Europa League. So if we win the final, the only way we are playing Conference League again next season is if we lose against Forest and then we lose the final as well, in which case it would be an unmitigated disaster. But yeah, I personally don't see that situation developing, but I could be wrong, guys. I could be wrong. I mean, yeah, that would be an absolute disaster. It would be a fucking shambles if that happened. It would be an absolute shambles. But yeah, I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. Yeah, exactly. Let's not get too carried away. Full focus on Forest, and then we move forward from there. Full focused on Forest. It's going to be fucking massive, guys. It's going to be huge, chat. We are. Bro, I swear Murillo went off yesterday with something that looked like a serious injury. I swear Murillo was subbed off yesterday with what looked like a serious injury, and then suddenly, it's not that bad, and he's going to be fit for next weekend. I have to be honest. I'm a bit worried about next weekend. I'm a bit worried, but we just go there and we just do our best, and we see what happens. We go there, we do our best, and we just got to make sure the pressure does not get to us. By the way, guys, let's get this to 120 likes. We're still 155 in the building. Let's get it up to 120 likes. 7 more likes, guys. Please smash that like button, and please subscribe to the channel if you are new round here. Let's get this. We need 13 more subscribers, guys, to the big 16.2. Run it up, run it up, run it up, people. No, Betis won't be easy. I don't agree with that at all. we have to win. The pressure is absolutely on us. We have to win. It would be good. It would be good. If we draw, we could, but then you're relying on other results to go against you. You're then relying on a favour from Fulham. You're relying on a favour from Man United, and you're potentially relying on a favour from Everton as well. So, yeah, for me, a draw. You'd need an exceptional set of circumstances with all teams going for the Champions League dropping points. I don't see it personally. I don't see that personally. But you never know. You do never know, guys. I mean, we could have done, but I think he's pretty much going to join Bayern Munich. Yeah, the UCL race is mental. It's possible. It is possible. I wouldn't be banking on Bournemouth, but it is absolutely a distinct possibility. Yes. So there. So there we go. There we go. So one final check on any possible news. No, I don't think there is. I don't think there is, chat. Not sure how interested people are going to be in that. I'll consider it, chat. I'll consider it. But yeah, guys, we're going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's locked in this afternoon. Appreciate each and every single one of you. As I always say, guys, the shows are nothing without you lot in the chat. So big yourselves up. Love for the support as always. People, I will be back again tomorrow, providing there's enough news. So make sure you stay tuned in then. Smash the like button on the way out, people. Subscribe if you're new around here. We'd really appreciate it. Let's run these likes up. Subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon. Let's wait and see what the next 24 hours has got in store for us news-wise. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Love for the support. Appreciate each and every single one of you. I'm out. Up the Chelsea. Peace.